How many players in the NBA can do this? Correction. How many players can do this to the same team in 2 different games? Can we just pause this for a second? Now take a moment and look at the point from where he launches himself. The elevation is stunning. Among a sea of athletes, Jonathan Kuminga shines as one of the finest, and his potential is captivating for more than one reason. What if I mentioned that Kuminga has the potential to be one of the league's elite defenders? Just watch this transition from guarding Nickeil Alexander-Walker to Jordan Clarkson and see how JK pursues Clarkson, blocks his shot, grabs the ball, and leaves Clarkson bewildered with the sheer physicality and execution of that defense. Now, shift your focus to this play where Kuminga is guarding Darius Garland 25 feet from the hoop. Garland gains a slight edge, but JK recuperates, and owing to his stature, Garland tries to create separation with a bump, but ends up throwing himself off balance, resulting in a miss. These are not mere solitary examples. The statistics affirm it. The B-ball box utilizes metrics to list the top wing defenders in isolation situations, and you might recognize some names. Mikal Bridges was 4th, OG Anunoby was 5th, Andrew Wiggins was 7th, and Jonathan Kuminga was 3rd. Amidst a list populated with all defensive players, JK ranks 3rd in isolation defense, showcasing a unique blend of strength to guard big wings and agility to guard point guards. I've already demonstrated what he can do against some of these agile players, but Kuminga is also strong. Exceptionally strong. Look no further than him switching on to Jaren Jackson Jr., absorbing 2 bumps before then contesting his hook shot and forcing a miss. Or in this play, where he's initially guarding Edwards, he switches, and Reed hits him with a spin, but JK has the nimbleness to slap it away as he's on the ascent. If you need more evidence of how adept Kuminga is defensively, consider what Draymond Green had to say. He voiced no doubt in his mind that Kuminga can guard just about anybody. He has the size, the strength, the quickness, the length. Everything you desire in a defender, he possesses. But there's one element missing that's preventing JK from being one of the best defenders in the league. Before diving into that, let's talk about his offense. If you were to merely gaze at his numbers from last year to this year, you might conclude it was a disappointing season. But that's a far cry from the truth. The reality is, Kuminga had a slow start, at one point even receiving DNPs, which reflected in him averaging 5 points on subpar efficiency through his first 20 games. However, that narrative changed with Andrew Wiggins being sidelined for a significant duration. JK got more playing time, and over his last 47 games, he averaged 12 points, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists on impressive efficiency, especially considering no plays were orchestrated for him, which is particularly notable when compared to players on struggling teams who get ample opportunities. Despite the limited self-creation opportunities, JK's understanding of the game saw a significant surge. It seemed like he started to discern where he needed to be and when he needed to be there, consistently making cuts at opportune times and leveraging Steph's gravitational pull to find open shots. And with his level of explosiveness, alongside the playmaking prowess of Steph and now CP3, he's bound to get good looks. Speaking of CP3, Draymond echoed what many were thinking. He opined that Chris Paul will completely unlock Jonathan Kuminga, an exciting prospect. We already know the value Chris Paul brings to the Dubs. Finally, they have a genuine playmaker off the bench, someone looking to set up others. Unlike JP, who was a score-first guard, Chris Paul is going to provide Kuminga and Moody with twice as many opportunities as any other backup point guard in the league. And if you're contemplating Kuminga's size for running the pick and roll consistently, if you need a glimpse of what he can do in the pick and roll, watch this play where Dante threads the needle and, at full speed, JK maneuvers consistently. League's finest shot blockers. There's only one other player on the Warriors roster who has this kind of ability to attack downhill, and that's Andrew Wiggins. Not to mention he can Caleb Sandake passes if the defense presses up, and this is the real reason why the optimism around Kuminga's offense is high, because alongside the athleticism and the players he's going to be sharing the court with, he shows flashes of a game understanding that you don't see often. like this play against Marshall, where he drives with intensity, spins, and then uses a beautiful pump fake to get to the rim. Or his pace ability. In his play, Jerome passes. He is the first defender, and in mid-air, he transitions from layup to pass. He even displayed a short roll, this exquisite pass to Loon after JP got trapped. And just to reiterate, Jonathan Kuminga is only 20 years old on a veteran team. If the Dubs are going to keep him around, they need him to make an impact, not because of where he was drafted, but because offensively, no one else can do the things he does aside from Andrew Wiggins and occasionally GP2. So you might be curious as to why he didn't feature in the playoffs if he exhibited all this potential and the Warriors needed his skill set so badly. The answer is pretty straightforward. It's the three-point shooting. Despite shooting 37% from three and over 40% in the second half of the year, the opposition teams were still, well, they were doing this. And when you already have Dre, Loon, and GP2, there is literally no room for anyone else to be a non-shooter from the three-point range, which is a tad unfortunate for Kuminga because he has so many other attributes to offer. But that's the reality if he wants to thrive on this team. Now this is where I show you what JK has been up to in the off-season. I know off-season videos can be deceptive, Ben Simmons, but if these clips are indicative, his release looks quicker and smoother, particularly on the move, which is something we haven't seen him do before. We've only really seen set shots from him. Now, with all that being said, this wasn't the only reason JK's minutes were reduced in the playoffs. Despite being a fantastic on-ball defender like most young players, he can get lost at times off the ball. But if he can figure out how to consistently not just stay engaged, but make legitimate impacts off the ball, the defensive ceiling is frighteningly high. Observe this play in which he becomes entangled on a screen, and it appears that Edwards has a clear layup, correct? Yeah, JK soars in and swats it while it's still on the ascent. It's usually a good indication of how athletic a player is when the opposing players are arguing, for example, goaltending, when it clearly is not. Not to mention his ability to close out on shooters when it appears like an impossible play to make. I don't want to exaggerate, but how many guys can do things like this? Here is Jonathan Kuminga guarding Josh Hart on the other side of the court. The Blazers have a 3-on-2 situation. Hart passes it to Simons, who passes it to Grant, and let me pause right here. In NBA standards, that is as wide open as you can imagine. For example, by goaltending somehow, JK manages to get out and contest the shot, doing just enough to throw him off. The potential for him to dart around the court, disrupting shots at the rim and from the three-point range is a skill set that couldn't be more crucial in the current game. All in all, the MCP3, well, as now for JK and the Dubs. If you wish to delve deeper into the Dub draft, click here, or if you're interested in a potential JP replacement, click here. Either way, most importantly, enjoy your day. Bye.